clash on this stage for the very first time, and the winner locks up top 3 in one of the most exciting and pivotal Valorant tournaments of all time.
Sen have been there and done that. They lifted the first ever trophy this game had to offer on a global stage. They did the same in Madrid, but EDG have been fighting for 2 years to make it to an arena. They're coming off a disappointment in Shanghai with a chance now to make their first ever top 3 for themselves and for China.
And as we're looking at the maps, Haven is going to be the first testing ground. We were talking about it. We wanted to get that head-to-head, that neon head-to-head.
Biding their time, waiting in the smoke, and they hear the rumble of the footsteps. Nobody is going to be tested. A lot to overcome into this spot with the movement. Clean up and over, but here comes the pincer. Crunch from behind, EDG. No stone unturned. They cleared away mostly through, and Sassy's now the one who has to hold down the line.
Ten's got stuck on that pivot. Sassy sees them, stunned.
It's a pixel angle that he's working with here, but the damage is being dished out. Sentinels left scrappy, and it's down to Zelsis trying to tap with the ghost. Not enough to cool down the weapon in his hand. Simon, the rookie, steps up. Squares up.
Star operator.
Yeah. Attempt as well.
Spike down
From Sentinels to see if they can get that easy plant down, but it's already read by EDG.
I think a really crucial strategic tool for Sentinels is going to be applying pressure to nobody. You see how he's just holding A long in this round on his own.
30 seconds left.
But you can see that the EDG players are willing to take these fights. And it has been an expensive round.
Yeah. Softened up.
John's running away with 1 HP, seeing what other mischief he can get up to.
The cage, okay, Shock Dart at least chasing him down. Bonus round conversion in his side, still flash has to be avoided, still gets the 1. Great adjustment and snap back with a crosshair placement. 40 seconds left for Sentinels, and the question remains, which way are they trying to land? And NeuroFF will give them critical information to work with.
It looks like they're going to group up over towards A, but that's still where Smoggy and Simon are.
30 seconds left.
No easy openings, 25 seconds left. Jump spots. Smoggy sees it, catching it. A lot of information gathered. Fault line is good though. Just concatenates on top, and Simon just trying to play this tight angle. Blinded up from the side, still lands that shot. Traded though, plant down for John QT, nothing to push this one back.
Ridiculously good supportive utility there from Zelsis and Tens.
Nobody's going to be praying that somebody opens up wide, but up onto the heaven angle. Zelsis, who's claiming that one, dropped down. Double digits of health, but there's only Chichu left with the Bulldog. They're here to reel.
Keeping players anchored to C to try to make up for that fact.
Nobody has the rifle. Nobody has the rifle, but as he's looking for that information, I mean, that's what happens when a drone is used a little bit prior. Didn't have it to try and safely garner it. At least there's going to be relay bolts as well, and space given. Yeah.
This is ridiculously good from Sen. That lurk timing from Zelsis is marvelous.
Wait
but
a
it doesn't
second.
matter.
Yeah, and Smoggy's right back in there. The Paranoia is already sent out. That's preemptive. Outlaw in the hands of 140. Zekken down to the double digits, but still alive for now. Glides to the side. And he is the spearhead. Like, literally in this case, man. Yeah, they understand the importance of this one. Sentinel's thinking ahead.
Bye-bye.
Zekken, head clean off.
Go, go, go.
Sen realize it. They're in danger of just being trapped. Down to the spike, so they're going to do a bit of a mad dash, but it does bring us down now, at least 2-2.
Being run on their eco.
Trouble is Kankanger's going to be falling prey. Yep, Zekken glides his way forwards to a nice little win, and he's covered over the shoulder once more by Tens. Spraying away, it matters not about that Paranoia. Smoggy, they know he's playing somewhere nearby. It's all about clearing them out. They've got that diligence, TP up and over, and certainty for Smoggy. Just the one before he's dropped.
All of the coordination working really brilliantly there for Sen. That additional pause that Zekken throws into things just to allow Tens on top of the box. They've been doing a lot of that. In a 4v1, Chishu once again finds himself in a spot that's simply unwinnable. 9 HP.
Listen, it's a nice shot.
Gonna rip it?
30 seconds.
Yeah, well, the stun at least does connect. It doesn't let the ult go. Aftershock is a little bit delayed there. Lighting up onto Zekken, but still the plan is down. Hunter's Fury trying to layer this one down along with the Rolling Thunder. Cacophony of ultimates. And it is coming up to fruition. John QT there holding onto the corner. Simon with a reposition, and there's a count for it. John QT dropped down, just can't reset the aim in time. 2v2. A tap. Neurofef reveals it. Fights to be taken down to that 1v1. And Chichu now going to be getting that information. Sassy is revealed with the shots fired off as well. Jump spot. Pulls him off. No half in sight for Chichu. He's tapping away as well, praying for those stray shots to hit. Sassy might need to swing this one. Chichu unable to survive. Moves now over towards A, but already bodies are rapidly approaching. The trouble is EDG do not have the guns for the job.
And Sentinels can backfill all of this space up to where TenZ was, because they know it was only Kankan that went through.
Bloody hell, I mean, the fault line's dodgy here. Simon, there's plenty of chances for him. Still, he is landing them. The Sheriffs are singing right now for EDG. Defensive smoke. A lot of uncertainty for Sentinels. They can feel it. They're going to try and bail themselves out of this one. The Rolling Thunder is committed. Simon tucked in the corner, but stands out. There wasn't much he could do into that spot, so Sentinels were pushed into a tricky situation. Not going to be broken here. The Hunter's Fury clears its way through and back and around here. The fault line was dodged by Chichu. Has found himself and carved out a little bit of a pocket and space to play around. Paranoia still here, but the aftershock is way too much. Just singeing his feet. Chichu just couldn't stand still amongst most of that fire. Second offloading it with the overdrive. Peppering them, some stray shots. EDG are going to need a pick to see if they can make this one doable. Zekken overextending ever so slightly, but still he's good for the kill as well. They're tracking! They just can't get a handle or any sort of control on him. It's precise. Kang almost there. Could have provided a chance, an opportunity, but Smoggy's been left alone into the 1v3, and TenZ takes back up that position. Low enough as well, but again, surgical by TenZ. Part the EDG defense. Zekken, filled up by the camp, stunned up at that. Unlikely to see that follow-up. The mortar time does get dragged down to the finer moments. Might see opportunities for EDG to strike. Aftershock pushing them back and away from the plant. Zelsis going for round 2, needs to be covered. And TenZ has it. Pushed up, high ground angle. Chichu dropped, nobody. Off onto the extremity. Flawless from Sentinels. You can, from EDG, setting themselves up to try and play for the retake, but it's preemptive. Sen using this to try and strike. Chichu's there. Offset though, nobody covering it. An overextension by Sentinels. Now it's up to these remaining players if they can pick up the pieces, but the stun is immaculate, and the spray down from Zelsis. Only the one for his troubles. Going to be used side by side though, shoulder to shoulder. These players unaware that they've crossed up. And Smoggy now isolated. He's on an island through the back of the site. The Utah once more. It is impeccable. Trying to dodge and weave around from this play. Chichu and Simon now. It's a quick flood attempt in through the back. Picking up these rifles in their hands. At least for the upgrades. Hunter's Fury scatters through. Fights to be taken by EDG. They could be set up for success on most of it. Sprayed down. And with the Hunter's Fury dropping Junkie. What a shot! Kang. Flexing his muscles. Zekken. My God, yeah, TenZ is as well, but they don't realize and anticipate. Okay, Chichu is going to get dropped here right through the smoke. CDG trying to attempt to flood their ways through. Neurofef reveals all, and TenZ will make full usage of it. Paranoia, connection, movement from Kang is the arts. He's having to deal with it all. It's all being dished out. One last hurrah by Sen. And that time, fully against him. A bit of a flourish, but still 8-4. It's all just being quiet, silence. Jiggle spot from Zekken is the only thing to catch a contact of A short, and guess what? There's no EDG players there. It could work to their advantage, but
that paranoia looks like it's going to be huge.
Yeah, not just that. Fault line, Zelsis. He's got it primed. So it's going to be used. An eye for an eye here with a U-turn. Oh, Kang! He's right there, still surviving, still kicking, and he wants to take even more away from them. 2 removed before the trade is intact, but Zekken still here alive. Worried about this flanking play, but the adjustment is there, at least with the micro aim. Drops Chichu. He's still the thorn in their sides. The paranoia sweeping through. Zekken plays his life. Sassy opens himself up in through heaven. There's chances here and accounted for. In the midst of all of this, one is about to hard. Still the movement. Just couldn't escape. Time's going to start ticking here. Again, advantage should still be for EDG. Got the guns. TenZ, okay. That's ridiculous. Zekken's been played in as well. All the crosshair placement being slipped up and around here. Kang is worried about these swings. No way, Sentinels can't be getting away with this. Off onto the flank, they double up players as well. Smoke once more. The dart has to be broken. Nobody's sticking this one. Sassy finally under the fuse, but everybody dropped. EDG.
The House of Cards came crumbling down.
Currently been fully against them in this map. Cut up onto the corner though. No util. That was contact by Kang.
Didn't hear the trip, didn't hear a cam, thought it would be open.
Flat down onto B.
Zelsis,
It's late.
a little late with it. I mean, usually Zelsis...
Late. Trip is nice in case they do extend themselves out and try and take the fight past this point of almost no return. Very weak wards. Flimsy paper mache at that. Smoggy off from the side. Second cleaned it. At least diffusing. Sticking all the way. Looking for the info. Simon's tucked. Only the shoulder. Smoggy's there to supplement as well. Help him. Ow! What is that movement? Second just counts it. Simon. It's an absolute worldie with that shot right there. And the reload bullet sprayed down to the bitter end. Simon quick to capitalize. Early avoided. At least with the fault line. John QT still here. But enough has been done surely for EDG and they know it. Doubled up high-low. Simon taking that point. 4-piece in the end. That's what EDG feeling a bit weakened, but not deterred away from A.
They've also seen Simon's ripping it on the fake.
He's gone for a fake here, just very much alone, just trying to cut that noise. The Hunter's Fury as well to try and sell this one. Players trying to be pulled back. Sassy though, he realizes it. There's no follow-up off the back of it. Doesn't hear any footsteps, so Sentinels just contain that. Bring it down into the 4v4, slow it all the way down, realizing that they've lost control, but so is Kang. Losing track of where these players could potentially be. John QT puts him in his place. And sink into the round itself. Teacher's low, great movement. Slightly ajar, just making it so damn uncomfortable for these EDG players to stand their ground and take these fights. Sentinels up to 11. Goes from Kang, but he's revealed up. No one deals with that dart. The bolt and the stun just not quite connecting. Still, they want to square him. Simon! God, he's a miracle worker. Survives barely a shred of health. As low as you can go. Cut noise now, go for the rest of the hit, but he has opened his sight up now. In and away, John QT. Praying in through the smoke as well. The slightest of reveals and the bullets just not quite landing onto Kang, but potentially did enough here. Played Sassy in through, onto the flank, right through the wall. Lands it to the dome. Kang's being dropped now. 3 versus 3. Sentinels still make a go of things here. EDG trying to make that play. Good trade by TenZ once more, but the smoke dropped down. Now with a paranoia, all added on top. Leaving it just down to TenZ, and he's doing damage right through the wall. Isolates the one for bullets! Oh boy! TenZ! He just will not be stopped!
What a beast! What an incredible play!
Pull somebody util out as well. Fake the presence, second! What? The cage helps him!
How's he getting away?
That's ridiculous! Glides himself back as well. And back and forth we go. It's EDG scrambling for a chance to get back into this. Second, he's still alive. Overdrive in his hands, and he wants more. Never bite of the apple. It's down to Zelsis, 1v3 spam. Threw into the smoke. Plan down from Simon, but the smoke was watched the entire time. Safe.
Look at the retake cam. Broken. Nice awareness.
Yeah, shock dart has to be used to make sure to get rid of that one though, but he planned down. Extension into the round, but this is it. This is where EDG make their stand. See if they can stay alive into this map.
You need good defensive utility here from the post planners. Paranoia, Aftershock has to be used to keep them back.
It's going to be used. Eye for an eye when it comes to the util. Aftershock even down into hell. Sentinels are being kept out of the fight. Kang will ensure that they don't step past it. Nobody right there with him. The feed is filled up. All with red. And hunting, chasing. John QT, fully blinded. Kang. Sentinels are ready to meet them. See if the weaponry does make that difference here with a stuns. Util offloaded into the corner. Kang just can't really hold it down with a steady ground, but still, as those smokes fade away, overdrive. Kang! It's galvanizing. An electric performance from him, still adjusting TenZ. Difficult shot for him to hit. Sheriff in hand, 4-piece. Hunting down the remaining player, John QT, quaking in his boots! But he will not give up that ace. That's the trigger. They want to try and go for this one. Smokes in their face. Aftershock as well! Rifles in play at work. Fault line. And get Sentinels back into the fight and back into the fray. Cut them up. Paranoia is perfect. Players are there. Sliding, gliding forwards. Chichu is dropped to his knees. And for EDG has to watch in dismay as the spike is defused, the map is stolen away, their map pick of Haven, and now you have to stand up to the test that is Lotus, excuse me, for that map too.
We've seen all across champions but how much of that was knowing their opponent and playing standard comps? This is very, very non-standard from EDG, and we're going to get a clash on Mound.
Here's a hard read as the C's stayed up and over!
Wow.
And you might be calling for another refight. They are grouped up. I believe that's 3 players of EDG looking for the fight. They don't think. Zekken is here. Cuts it up close. Boombot in his hands, lets it loose. Will take that contact in through the smoke. And the fight has to be taken. Risks in order for EDG to bail themselves out of this spot. But they just cannot hold a candle to everything Sen were running, man. It's layers ahead, thinking about it every single step of the way. That's, I think, from that preparation, Tens doesn't overstep himself, just takes the one player. Kang drop down and out, Zekken with a re-exploration, realizing that these players are split up, and now it's time for a bit of AWP farming. Zekken is going to want to try and potentially get that ult closer and closer to being online. Simon, tune him up. Nice crossfire setup with him and the
door frame.
Nobody's just tapping this one with only 14 seconds left.
It looks like he's just trying to save the gun.
Trying to, yeah, save a gun potentially.
Only has a ghost. That could be the win con for EDG.
Making sure that they can dominate a portion of the post plant here. John, seemingly aware of it though. He just catches that contact and he makes the call that they are playing up towards heaven. The question is, does Sen have anything to deal with it? Bullets flying forwards. Luck at a draw was what they were hoping for. Simon doesn't need luck on his side. Flex the muscles, flex the mechanics. And with that, Sen, the round is dusted for them.
What a spot to put your breach in.
Yeah.
Smoggy get on the board early up as well. Helping settle those nerves. They need a big performance to come out from Smoggy, playing Clover.
Chichu clearing most of this. It's the Sentinels players though. They're lying in wait and the paranoia triggers the play. Still, Chichu still there! And this guy ready to punish them for the hubris, thinking that they could take that fight open and out. Sassy gone for that repeak. The trade not in sight. Players not ready to account for that one. Sassy's still here, man. Dropping himself back. Under 12 HP, but with 2 kills. Earned under the round and under his belt. There's an opening now for Sentinels in the round.
Champ's form, Sassy, is a dangerous beast. This is not guaranteed at all for nobody in Smoggy.
Going through the back of the side, you can tell that there's still levels of unknown. Even the C's just use preemptively
absolutely.
In case that somebody was in that smoke.
They're worried about hard anchors. They're thinking that John could be in that spot. Sen have actually doubled up here. Looks like it could well catch EDG off guard.
Alpha advantage though for EDG. And Sentinels themselves splitting up. Watchful eye from John. A couple of different avenues, but not pushed together! John, where have you pulled that one from? The brink seemingly, it leaves it all down to Smoggy. Time will start to tick onto this one here, and he's isolating his voice line and his players up, yet John stands tall to the pressure.
If Simon rips his ult, all 3 players could be caught.
Zekken's closer to showstopper, and he's gonna let him rip! Early on, at least not even getting the kill, damage done. Nobody's still surviving. Here's the Rolling Thunder, but they've crossed it up onto the corner. And Tens and Sassy will punish them for stepping past that.
What a read from Sen that was going B early on. Fake rubble fight, and they've read the pivot over towards C here as well. They are not worried about a repop into B whatsoever. Taking spawn, waterfall, ready to fight these guys, deny the plant before it even comes through.
Hardest read.
John's so far ahead of the game.
Just following the sound cues as well, Simon. Sticking with the plant, he doesn't even get that. Bullets precisely lay it down exactly where they were needed, and Chichu's just praying, hoping that he doesn't receive the same fate. Spike planted, but it's not in a great spot here, and with the paranoia sweeping his way through, it's down to instinct and timing. Chichu still traded off, only with the one. Smoggy smoked off and away in a crossfire to lay claim to his life. Sentinels just looking to play positionings. They've got them surrounded on every front imaginable. The door's going to open up with the Prowler as well, but that's going to be broken down early. Tens retreating out through the back of the side. That is risky by Zekken. Satchel to save the day, and Sassy striking right where it hurts. Unaccounted for with a pin to play. And it just feels like there's no hope at this point for E. A lot of these Sentinels players out and away. Kankang's the only player in through the side. Chichu sticking with the TP in through. You're in the smoke already. TP crossed up under the corner. Kankang punished from the Odin spam. Directed him exactly to where Zelsis was going to be playing from, and the smokes are renewed in the face of Sentinels. This is a different look for EDG, but still finding it difficult to even get this plant down. Nobody with the plan. Nightfall now. Going to be used and expended. Sentinel's trying to use this. They get themselves in! And John QT scatters their ashes to the wind. Chichu will have to hold it down. Out through the back move with all sound. Cut away. Not long for this world. Smoggy left. Isolating. Heads are popping. Sassy sticking onto the half. The util is good. Best chance in a long while. They've got to deal with Sassy. Not dead yet. Sassy sticking, but the swing coming through. Into the back of the side, EDG, they want to go rapid. Increase of the tempo, overdrive as well. That's put in a squeeze, and TenZ tested in that moment. Can't offset EDG. Overwhelming him as the smokes dissipate too. John QT is fully unaware. Nades ricocheting, but it matters not. Smoggy right there when you least expect him.
And EDG do have it in them. What a beautiful change of tempo. Just when it looks like they're down and out, they put together two very nice rounds. Utilizing the fact that Sen have been a bit timid over on Rubble. Haven't put together a round where Sen have gone for the full denial. Seen spots where Celsius has clutched in that position before, but he's got no hope here. He's just trying to hold on to that Phantom. It's his first kill, strangely enough.
Yeah.
1 and 2.
Sometimes that's the way of things when you do end up dominating, winning by such a margin that you just don't get involved. And are in position though to try and make it a go of this one with the flood defense. Rocket to the floor, and it finds the contact and target exactly Zekken was looking for. Almost beamed down into the process, but it's a kill advantage, and that puts the uncertainty in place here for EDG. Sentinels could be ready to remove a few lives. Peek from Sassy. Haunt as well, doesn't get broken. And it's flanks on flanks, the timing's round and round we go. Simon reveals it. It's a phone line. He's trying to play his team back in, but from that angle, John QT is none the wiser.
He thought it was coming from sight.
Still a 2v2. Not plan to really for them well. Not at the baby door, Sassy's holding. Damage done to Celsius. It's precarious. He feels like he can't really make the tap happen. Contact, high-low, EDG. Waiting to strike that time pressure. Sentinels, you're running out of wing cons. You've got to stick this at some point. Circle's got to be shrinking at some point here. Locking it down onto the corner and half not earned. It's EDG. Bringing it back. One round at a time is how it's done. Simon has it primed and ready. Up and over the top. A lot of angles to account for. That is composure from Kang, and he wants to take it one step further still. Defended. Up and over the shoulder. The IGL will put Kang to bed.
EDG, though, have taken so much space. Sen group up, re-clear through spawn. TenZ the backstab through waterfall as well.
Unorthodox with the angle, nobody. It is aim train to the skies. Yep, that Haunt still gets the value and still gets the damage done. Chichu can't land it with a spray, but eventually there. Stun still connecting. Sassy now sticking, defended, up and around, and Simon's left to do it all from that spot. It's just not possible.
What pace, what aggression from... I love that read. Smoggy and Chichu there ready to backstab the people trying to punish Mount. EDG, their macro game has been remarkably good these last 5 or so rounds.
Then trying to go for round 2. While this is going on though, it's EDG that somehow been flipped up against him. With Chichu being dropped, Smoggy now has to contain and contest alongside the flank. Another go around with the door rotating. It's random sprays and rifles, well trained. EDG, they know what it takes to get the round done, finished, clocked up. As I said at the beginning, there was danger with those 3 rifles, and they put them to good usage.
Sen is still going to be able to put together a good buy. That's why it's so important.
You chew through. Celsius now. Lockdown. It's never to really clear this one. You have to take this one fighting straight up. Brute force on display. Blinded up, though, and the util is overwhelming. Sheer cacophony of it. Nothing to clear it. Respect has to be shown. EDG now have to back away. Cut away with the sound cues. They don't even know if anybody's onto this one, but just peering up and over, spamming away, still earning their way into a round win. EDG and Kang ahead of the curve, unaccounted for. Maybe spotted. Yes, indeed. The season nade it, rebounds as well, but there's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide on against it. Util combo, unfortunate. Kang's going to be dropped, and that first kill handed over to Sen, but there's still chances for EDG. They're doubled up. It's a high-low waiting for the bodies to come flying forwards here. Playing up the sound cue. Stun was good and stopping them in their tracks. Sentinels cannot cross that line, and the barrier just not there for them. Celsius time against him. And it's of the essence. It needs to be that defense. 4 seconds left. They've got to stick this one. It needs to be covered. Chichu, he wins the day.
They don't have smokes to work with themselves, apart from that Viper Orb.
Plan here, Junkie T. Sticks it down. Doors opened up from Simon, looking to contest as well. He's definitely putting the squeeze on these Sen players.
Cover going out.
As long as there's that caution from EDG, they should be able to find a way through this round here. Kill. And Chichu wins it out. Zekan's quite there. Rapid onto the approach, but right behind him is Kang Kang.
There.
Trying to take him out. Pesky problem up through heaven. Tap already, and the movement is nice. A jar, snappy from John, but Simon sticking to defuse. Full confidence in the rest of his team as well. A buy round for Sen. Full investment with the rifle. Simon, he's ahead of most of that util, but maybe just giving Sentinels a win con and into the round.
Very similar to the prior round here. A 3v4, Sen at a disadvantage. Can they try to make something happen in post plants? EDG need to play tight, together. Chishu, nobody, doubling up.
It's all split up by Sen as well. Everybody's just willing to take their own fights here. The rifle out open, what an adjustment. Nobody snaps to the sides. Dismisses John as easily as that. Sassy, his turn to step up, but a movement at Jar just makes it so damn awkward. Tens up and ready. Smoke in his face, 60 HP. Not just a tap, it's a full stick as well from Kankan with the smoke as well. The play around comes down to that RNG. And the shots and bullets just not landing for. Make the moves over. Zeltis just a shoulder peeking out, trying to bait this shot. Simon can't maintain it. It's rattled back and forth here, but with the Sheriff's, Sentinels are trying to make this one work. An ultimate pulled out with a nightfall, and a flank occurring right from the back. This will put a squeeze onto the remaining Sen players. Up to them to try and bail themselves out with the heroics, and an ult committed. Damage done. Decay is still there. Sassy, weak as anything, doesn't know that the players are rapidly approaching. And they dismantled the hold. The Sen were just desperately trying to...
Really important though, and stop EDG getting to 11. EDG leaving A utterly open.
Gone for a fight though, Zelsis. It's been caught by this. The stun is perfect. Kang Kang is right there. Up onto it. Paranoia slightly misses. Ultra expended. Ultra committed. And EDG have put everything into this. But they topple. They fall. Still at that angle. It's a brutal one to take. Crosshair placement. Many angles he could be peeked from, but Smoggy feeling like he has to take it at that point.
And I think Sen will be super happy about this result. A full...
It's handed Sen that 7th round here. They're still down by way over towards the B site now, committing into this plan. They're going to hear these noise cues. EDG are relatively split apart. They're actually not connected.
You could kind of say the same for Sentinels though. Zekan's going to back off. If he was playing that post plant on site, he would have been very isolated. And we saw John being disconnected on the lurk was critical in terms of how they lost the pistol round.
Fault line used here. Simon's position. They're going to know this is online. Lockdown has to be defended as well. Stuns, Ricochet second. Couldn't hold a candle to it. Kankai's there, spraying, spamming, praying that they can do it. But they can't break the lockdown in time. Respect has to be shown. Time starting to tick. Simon was to increase the heat. The tempo there for it. Just making sure he's to the strike. All goes wrong with no way to clear that lockdown. Moment, still another tap. Sassy. It's waiting for round 2. Smoke to try and play themselves in and cut up the side. One from Tens himself, realizing they've lost control of most of this one. 50 seconds left. Stun in for the back. Nobody just can't land it. Shots going wide, up and around. Second high ground angle. And that slight pause that Sentinels are willing to place into the round. It's enough for EDG to just overextend themselves enough.
As you said, that slight overextension from the retakers.
The rifle too.
Right. So heading into round 20, this is where Paranoia, no fault line, none of that business to stop them getting into the seaside.
It's down to Smoggy, he's holding it down towards the back! Beaming him down. Still got the ult as well. It's not dead yet, nobody up and over the top. Punish onto Tens. Nana Swarms, shredding them to pieces onto the back of the side here, but as the smokes dissipate, Smoggy is alive and ready to deny the entirety of the round. And Sassy once more, time drifting away. It's a 12th round now for EDG. But still he snaps it back. Well aligned, accounting for everybody.
Spike down A.
And Sen just cannot hold against it. Showstopper now used as desperation. Following the traces, Zekan takes the gamble. But all that play, all that work, it's an ult expended to no avail.
My ult is ready.
Zelsis dropped. The options are withering away. For EDG. They can feel it, they know it. Sunset is ready and waiting. It's primed for them here. Nightfall scatters, Tens is low, no more sound cues to work off of. Haunt lights him up. The TP to adjust, but again, he's no long for the world. Second, last one left. And he cannot dodge this util. EDG are ready to swarm. ready to collect. It'll take a miracle to stop it at this point. They are not ready to let it happen. EDG will not be denied a chance for greatness.
It was a bit of a nervous, timorous opening for EDG on Haven, but they dismissed that and found...
Up through the gut, EDG paving the way over towards the A site. John QT is going to be a lot asked of him. Smoggy is way ahead of the rest of most of his team, in fact, through the cage, almost claiming a second. But eventually put him down and out. Sitting back to the spectator seat. It's an open A site now for the plant. Simon commits to this one, but 4 players alive as Senene. Decision is just unreal. Zelsis barely keep it all together. Dropped down to 48 health. A dart, a flash, all expended into his face, but the job is done. Chiju's done enough. Time taken away. The nade at the feet, isolating the fights away. It's getting tested. It's getting stretched, and nobody takes precisely the...
to make an improvement over what we saw previously and run away with things.
Take the initiative, take the lead so far, EDG. Not feeling pushed back, honestly, from all the signs of life. I mean, the knife earlier on did tag onto a bunch of the Sen players. They know that they're stacking still. EDG not willing to be removed from this, but they still have about 50 seconds to work with. So, okay, fault line, refight, out and through with the horns into the back, but they don't really have the guns for the job. Chichu can just sidestep most of this. Sen are going to try and dish it out still with these pistols. Tens alive. Sassy follows up. Blind. It's a bit delayed and late here from Smoggy. They still want to get active, though.
They know that everybody's here. They should be leaving. They should have left ages ago. And now when they finally make the maneuver, Tens is already reading it. He's already in front of them. That could have been a freebie.
Could have been. 11 health. He's waiting precisely to strike where it hurts most. Smoggy dropped down and forced to watch in horror as his team and the rest of the round getting let loose and slipping from their grasp. The plant, I mean, it has to be a safe one from Simon. Tucks it into the back. Sassy trying to get ahead of it. So and EDG do not let the round get away.
Sen were playing on this map. They were playing very passive holds on the B site.
Oh, the counting for John.
That's nasty.
Barely peeking out from the pillar. Nobody will punish. Pouring him through the back, though. That is a response by Second. He's want to put some more damage. And herd into these EDG players still out through mid. G2 attempting to pluck some of these players out of the picture. Tens still holding. And the rifle aim is dead. Not enough to escape, though. Ghost. The supplement of the fire by Smoggy does manage to trade that one out. Nade, it's out, but it does miss. Off to the side, Sassy sticking. Anything else to push this one back needs to be defended. Second, he can't really let this one loose. Still is half already onto the board. And the mid flanks and the fight from main. Damage is done. Value gain, potentially a round win at that. Fight forced out. Second with a tap, but he is traded in the end. Nobody.
In a row after pistol.
Resilience is showcased. EDG willing to take a step back here, but Kang might be regretting that one. Offset here, overdrive is available. Flash through into the back. That's Simon looking to hold his own ground against this. Smoke dominated. Nobody's still trying to command that position, but he falls. Simon will have to retreat now. His back's against the wall. Smoggy defending at least a portion of it. Aftershock into the corner. Tenuous here for EDG, but they still have those rifles. It's going to be a big advantage working potentially for them. Picked up with the upgrades. John QT fires straight back at them. And the bait and switch leaping into the fight. Be able to play this one. And Sen don't have a lot of time to work with. Kill trips. Chewing up these players. Rooted into spot from Sentinels. They've got to find a way to navigate it. Sassy defusing. Sticking. Reveal up. Hunter's Fury. Sassy! My God! It's down to the wire. Down to the brink. Half earned. But Zelsis is the last chance for him! The Gang will not let it slip! We're hoping to play some kill trip setups as well.
And they drop off. Tens was thinking about trying to get his backside there, and the rest of his team wasn't willing.
Once more, Sen are going to be tested. This time, we're trying to hold on for these retakes as well. Nobody. The first point of contact. Who's the one to trade online out of Nightfall? Scatters his way through, in through the main angle. Noise, cut away. Zekin with the defuse, but he's pushed back from some form of the util. Overdrive popped off. Kang! Goodness me! Tears them to pieces. TP up and over. Tens that is precise. and he's got to be keen, surgical, whipping his way through and behind. He's going to try and defend this one. So QT brought down, but a half earned. There's a chance and a potential. G2 flips this, but a job. It's just damage. Chews up Kang. Not enough to deliver the kill. John QT's going to be kicking himself.
There are isolated players around here. Nobody's isolated. Chishu is as well, but they're getting good lurk timing.
Yeah, great lurk timings at that. The trade might be a little bit more impressive there from Zelsis. The fact that he does that with the classic in hand, but he won't be able to get much more. Done from the edge. Second. He glides, hoping to use the precision. Maybe land a kill there, but it's all being covered.
Kang picks up 10s in mid and picks up the 6th on the board for EDG. But they're tagged in an anchor position. They're actually looking to hold back B site this time.
Paranoia swoops its way forwards here. There's 38 seconds to play with. Only mid-control for EDG.
And nobody's calling a pivot back to the A side, putting stress on Sassy. He's still got Horn, Seas, ways of slowing this down.
Sassy will be in hot water. Now to him, the util, the gun into his hand, whether or not he can push this back. Dodging, sidestepping, most of the util gives up access to the site, but as long as he hold on to elbow control, and he can't even do that. Chichu comes around the corner like an absolute Ferrari. Celsius will punch it right back. Kang flatlined and dropped. 3 versus 3 is where we stand. The pressure now on to Sen for this retake, all grouped up. Cam broken. Nobody noted. Smoke in their faces, spamming, spraying away, trying to pave the way to success for Sentinels. They need RNG on their side. Only the one, and they're just getting collected, corralled into the corner.
Market, anticipating a B split. And it does look like that's what EDG are cooking up.
I'm spotting it. Fault line slowing them down here. It's a refight called Sentinels. They want to get straight into the fight. Clash called for, and one out. Kang might have something to say about it. Brings it to the 2 versus 3. Spike still drop down to the bottom section. The squeeze of Sen, they have full control over towards mid. Will take heroics, and with the damage done, weakened up, Kang cannot stand against most of it. Nobody. Trying to play bait and switch as well, taking that fight. Backstepping, hoping he can isolate at least one of them, but the crossfire setup should be intact. Foolproof from Sentinels at this point as well. Baits that peak. See if he can spot these players out. Finally, Zekken will take the fight anyway.
Bait out this re-clear from Sen.
And they're just holding for the peak. What util did he even have as well? Contact cord as well. Full line is late. Celsius. Util doesn't help him. It's EDG with the initiative. And
now that they're playing a little bit of a better game, EDG are just pulling it back out of their grasp.
Cage triggered.
The call in there from nobody is so strong. Faking like they're doing the same stuff. Throwing that same market util. And John, he is not holding on to this weapon. He's got players behind and in front. They're going to drain every last overall coming through onto these guys. Look at those pings. Look at the angle that nobody's going to have.
And they're ready to fight this one right as the retake is occurring. Tags up into a few of these players. Hunter's Fury has to be dodged and juked and avoided. Let's skip rope over it. Kang though, still here. Chichu takes up the space, stands tall, stands strong, and will not be denied anything at all. It's a monstrous performance from many individuals on EDG, but full. That's as soon as Simon uses his ult. That's the trigger to try and slow them down, but there will be no follow-up. And Chichu, my God! This guy, he won't be denied. Playing in through Kang. He's hungry for more. There's blood in the water sense, but punishment in sight. Assassi will drop him eventually. Down to his knees, but it's still EDG in control. Backside players, B main still theirs. We've seen Sen perform miracles, but this just a little too unlikely. When EDG are setting up pop players like this, contesting, squeezing Sen for absolutely every inch of space, there is no chance in hell for them here. Let's give up access over towards B, so full side control plan going down and through the back of the side. Oh my! Chichu, the util, just augments the hold and puts the squeeze on the Sentinels team. But listen, they've been battered and bruised before, but not quite like this. They have to barrel their own way past it, but with subpar weaponry and one left alive, Zekken, miracle to ask for. Picks up the weapon, but not long again for the world and the round. A 12th is gained and Grant. Outlaw in the hands of Kang. Slowed all the way down, and Zekan's desperate for the kill. Does hunt it down, but EDG are going to be hot on the heels of all these players. The 4-player flank. Ready and waiting to pounce on any of these players. Zeltz with just the one before he's dropped, but info given up over to them. Tens now with that task. Challenge ahead of him. Players ready to fall here. G2 responds, returns with a fire. Just puts that, but immediately defensive util. We were pointing it out, the paranoia is perfect to push back. There's pressure applied onto these EG anchoring players and still trying to take the fight up through the gut. Different directions here, still beaming them down. Simon dropped to his knees, maybe handed them over that weaponry in all tens. Collecting the kills off through the flank, overdrive. Finds his mark. The tracking is immense.
Player standing.
So Sentinels will be able to stay alive a little bit longer.
And the pathing is great. Sen's attack side is fantastic on some. Not wanting to show a specific strat, save it for a better rifle round, save it all, and suddenly it can come crashing down. But Sen have found their way into the A side fairly early on here.
The sound cues are going to be found! My God! Kang! He's doing them dirty now. Can't quite gain a rifle, but picking apart the Sen players. The offense, the attack, the aggression is met. Tens has to answer, and will do just that!
What a 3K! Stuffed into a corner. He's all down to nobody. Look prime and ready in a 5v3 for EDG to close out. But it seems unlikely that it will be this round that takes EDG forwards. Tens, what a...
Flash is good, crossing back in through main. EDG not able to catch any of them. This is the crosshair placement, but they are rapidly now getting themselves into position. Onto the site, stun is excellent. Flash though, peek immediately there. To be traded, out and over, spraying them down with the rifles. Heroics and a bit of luck at play. EDG are hoping for it. Through the box now, Simon and Smokey. They can't get it done. So once again, it's a trap play if I've ever seen one. Paranoia sweeps, stun alongside it. Rattling with the sheriff in hand. Chewing up the Sentinels players. Not many options are available to you, and Celtis, he didn't have a clue. Blinded up, Spike dropped down into the laps of EDG. This is exactly what we were talking about. There is no room to breathe when it's up to 12 rounds. EDG can feel it. Spike picked back up, earned itself. Sassy, a lot to adjust and overcome. Tens is down and out. EDG, they end it all. They take it over that line, and they break past their limits.
What a performance from...
Not just a 5-day break. It's a minimum top 3 finish. It's the best that they've ever done at an international event. It's vindication. It's a reward. It's the light at the end of the tunnel for them. And it's so damn well deserved, man.
It
Full
really
credit
is.
to EDG. The work has been put in. It's showcased.
I think a lot of people were ready.